Jordan said I could have a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, so here it is. I don't know anything. I'm actually just beginning to learn about anything ever. I know literally nothing. So take every single thing I say with a grain of salt and know that it only lasts until I walk out the doors of this room.
Perfect.
God bless you. I
Sweet.
love you. Thank you. And be good people. It's going in, right?
You... Mark.
And if you push it too far, it's over. And
Interesting.
for me, it just wasn't worth the risk anymore. Stanislavski says that we reinvent the system for ourselves every time. Like every actor does
Yeah,
it for themselves. You know, fresh crop of students walks in just to be like, hey guys, this is about being present. It's the most important thing about being an actor.
Yeah.
If you don't do this well, you're never going to succeed. When I cast my mind back to that summer of 1936.
If you have kids, you'd be like,
Yeah.
Dad, tell me a story. You'd be like, do I have this story for you?
Oh, God.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I'm your host, Jordan Whitrock, and today we have, yet again, a special guest. This person, for me, was very instrumental in me coming to SCAD and learning the ins and outs of the school. I think it might have been the first person I kind of gravitated towards, so I appreciate and thank him for all of that. And then just also becoming friends and learning about each other and our past and history. And so in doing that, I wanted to share that with you guys. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show, Erik Street. Woo!
Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Oh, man, what a
Thanks
warm
for coming
welcome.
on.
That's so kind of you. What
Well,
nice
I think I
words.
messaged you like 2 days ago. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
yo, Monday, does it work?
Yeah,
because,
sure.
well, because David was like, I can do Monday after like my classes. And then he had a gap and I was like, I don't want to mess with the gap just in case something were to happen, you know?
Right.
And then I was like, who possibly is like usually busy on the weekends and might for some magical reason be open on a Monday
Yeah.
night?
Dude, I don't have classes on
You're the
Mondays this
guy.
quarter.
Really?
Yeah, I stacked everything Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, do you like that?
No, don't.
I don't think I would never do it.
Don't
but
do it. Don't
I
do it.
need that like time in between to like cram for the class that I didn't study for or whatever.
I remember
you know?
my first quarter here. I had a Sprinter van, and I would like go into it and like write my essay for the next class. I didn't do that. That's a lie.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So let's go into that. Let's talk about you coming to SCAD.
Yes.
Did you always consider yourself an actor?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I went to school to ride bikes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like competitively?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
scholarship vibes or
Well, so I raced downhill and enduro, which are two forms of
Okay.
cycling.
Yep.
Right, where you like downhill, you take a truck up to the top. You know, like ski
it-
resort.
Yeah. Is that mountain bike vibes or?
Yeah, it's mountain biking.
Yeah.
It's mountain biking. So you take a truck up to the top, and then you race through the woods on the way down.
Okay.
And there's all sorts of fun stuff. And so I did that and dual slalom, which is a very similar like genre of cycling to that in college,
Interesting.
where you actually it's two people racing side by side, which is a ton of fun.
Ooh. I bet it's fun, but like, aren't you like ever? I guess they're just as good as you. But like, would you ever be nervous someone's gonna take you out?
I mean, it happens, but not a whole lot.
Is it like
it's
you
and
start at the
also-
same time and go, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
have to
you're
try
racing.
to pat?
Well, so you're on
Okay.
two separate identical
thank
tracks.
you. Okay.
And so you race once, and then you switch sides, race again, and then the difference in the
Oh.
times is how they decide the winner.
Oh, that's actually cool. Okay.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you were like right next on the same trail. I'm like, and then trying to pass them, and then you
No,
gotta
no.
bend. You gotta
That
bank.
is something that's making a comeback. 4X, you know?
Really?
I think that's a thing in moto too, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Maybe. Oh well. Anyway.
Cool. Cause I got into mountain biking for like there was like 2 summers. I got
Mm-hmm.
into mountain biking, and we for some reason we had like actually decent trails by like where
Yeah.
I live, which is like pretty flat.
Where do you live?
Wisconsin, but I live in
Right.
like more of the farming flatland.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you never like you're not gonna mountain bike. There's more
Right,
just
right.
like you take that gravel path straight and go on for 15 miles.
Yeah.
But they had like decent trails, and so me and a buddy we would put our bikes in our cars and drive up
Yeah.
there and go down. But that's where I got over my fear of going off jumps because it's just sketchy because one of those things too when you're biking, that jump looks so much bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
And then you go from the side and you're like, no, why did I like chicken out? Like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
that bad. And then you send it and then you almost die. And
Yeah. Oh no.
yeah.
Understand.
Have you had any close calls?
I don't know. Can you see this from here? My hands are scarred up. From
yeah, actually I do.
You actually can. Yeah. From the day I quit, and this tooth is half fake because I was riding dirt jumps in Greenville and just washed it. Something stupid. It's always a stupid thing.
You know, I was
but-
actually curious if you still did like biking.
I do.
Which I know you still do, but not competitive that way.
No, I don't race anymore.
Okay.
Just because it's like you ever see the movie Rush? With
That's the
It's about Formula One. It's
Yes.
James
Yep.
Hunt
Yep.
and
Yep.
Nicky Lauda.
Yep.
Yeah. And Nicky Lauda's talking about risk. I'll take 80% risk and not 1% more. It's kind
Okay.
of the same thing. Like if you're competing, you have to have an amount of risk
Yep.
you're willing to take, and if you push it too far, it's over. And
Interesting.
for me, it just wasn't worth the risk anymore to push hard enough to actually be competitive. Because
Got you.
if I go out and I want to be on the podium, that means that I have to be pushing pace. And
Yeah.
I'm still trying to ride within my limits, but if I bin it over something dumb,
Yeah.
then I can't be on camera anymore.
Oh wait. Okay. So this means you fell in love with acting before you quit biking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go into. So I guess growing up, did you ever do any acting or
I went
mainly
to
sports
a theater
or?
camp once.
Okay.
I forgot my lines during the final show and cried and swore never to do it again.
Dude, honestly, that's real.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
Okay, and then you didn't touch it.
Didn't touch it until I got to college.
Wow.
And so I went to Lindsey Wilson University, Columbia, Kentucky, which I chose because it was that or Brevard College.
Are you from Kentucky?
No, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah.
So why would you go to Kentucky?
Dirt's different.
Actually, you know what's crazy? I did hear that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real or not, but I did hear that someone else on a video was like, "Man, I don't know, the Kentucky dirt is just different." And I was
Dirt's
like,
different.
I thought it was kind of a joke, but
Nope. No, I'm so serious.
You just
Well, 'cause
cleared it up.
The other school I was looking at was only an hour and a half from my house. And it's
Okay.
like, I love the area,
Yeah.
but I grew up riding there. And so I wanted to go somewhere where I'm going to be closer. There was also Windrock Bike Park. It's also a big like off-road park.
Got you.
Is the spot that we were training at a lot. And so it was closer to that. It was everything that was new and sort of stuff I hadn't gotten to be super familiar with yet.
Yep.
So it was a good place to go. And then we were racing actually out at Windrock, and I met the head coach, and he was like, "Oh, well, with that ACT score, you get a free ride." And I was like, "That's over.
Yeah.
That's over."
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Brevard wasn't going to give me anything for
Yeah.
academics.
Yep.
So
That's sick.
there we go.
So that's a 4-year program?
Yes,
And
it is a
did
4-year
Did
program.
you bike all 4 years?
I went to Lindsay for 3 years.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, yep.
And I was on the team for all 3 years.
Yep.
I was mostly an active racer in my first year, though, because after that
Oh.
is when I crashed, and then I also had a film that summer.
Got
So I was
you.
very fortunate that I healed up from that crash in time to do the film, and that was a film that put me in love with film. I
Okay.
shot for a Florida State University alumni down in Tallahassee, and it was
Okay.
great. It was fantastic. They
What
flew
was
me
the
down there for a
project?
week. It's called Nat and Albie.
Okay.
It was about two friends who reconnect after a little while.
Okay.
And they just spend the day together. And it was a really cute story.
Like
'cause
short
it's like-
film
yeah,
vibe?
it was a short
Yeah,
film. It was a short
okay.
film, but it was like 30 pages. You know, compared to the stuff we do. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right? It was.
Well, what's the rule? Is it like a minute a page or is it like a minute and a half?
You know,
page?
that's what I thought. And
Wait,
that's-
hold
that's
up. We
usually what
also
I go
have
off of.
David back in studio. Let's go. We didn't scare him off with the first one. Actually,
Hey guys.
what I was gonna say is, David, are you able to look up
Of
what
course.
is that rule for? Like when, like, is it a minute a page? I can't remember what it is.
I think it usually is about there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's got to be because like some pages are like back and forth one word.
Mhm. But
you
this one
know?
also had a lot of stage directions. The stage directions were written.
Ooh. Are you a
Sort of like-
sucker for stage directions? Or not stage directions, but like
I guess that's not whatever it is in film.
Yeah, yeah.
Yikes. Graduating second year actor.
actually,
doesn't
you
know
got
what-
me all confuzzled. I can't even think of it. Moment of silence.
cooked. Dude,
Wait, what
wrap it up.
Is it what's like the average film? Maybe we're not able to figure this out. All right, if you're watching this and you know it, comment below.
There you go.
Um,
It's stage directions. We're on stage.
yeah, I think it's something
Of a
like
camera.
That. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got no idea. Watch it not actually be named anything.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
There we go. Okay, so you do that film, and that's what makes you fall in
Mm-hmm. yeah,
love. Well, how did you even get into
well,
that project?
So, first, day at Lindsey Wilson, we
Yep.
get this email about auditions for the upcoming theater season.
Okay.
And I see this, and I'm like, maybe, you know? And then I'm
Okay.
like, let's be honest. If I don't do this now, I'm never going to find out if it's something I want to do. And
Okay, so there was always a little bit of
there was
interest.
curiosity. Well, so
yeah.
I remember watching Stranger Things when I was younger and being like, well, this looks like fun. I would love to be on that set, getting to exist in this world.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the big things that I just love about film is that there's this world that's created that you get to exist in. And
Yeah.
you get to be such a huge part of this.
Mhm.
So it's a blast all the time. And so I watched Stranger Things and I was like, that looks really fun, and I'm pretty sure I could do that.
I've only seen the first couple episodes, and then I was like, it's not for me. But that was like 4 years ago or whatever when it was like just coming out. So I never watched the whole thing. But there's shows like that where I'm like, yes, he got the job and he had to be good to get that job. But I'm like, there's a little bit of luck in there too. You know, it's like, you know.
I mean, that's the whole industry. You know,
but it's the point where it's like, I think I could do that. You know, if I knew the right people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She's 6'7". That's wild. Okay, so you auditioned for the season.
Yep.
And
I did Lone Star.
What's that one about?
It's about 3 guys.
Okay.
2 brothers.
All right.
And the guy who stole one of the brothers' cars and crashed it.
This sounds so familiar, but I don't think I've seen it or read it.
Yeah, it's a complimentary to Laundry and Bourbon.
Okay. All right.
So
interesting.
it was fun.
Okay.
And then I got mono because, you know, freshman year of college.
Making out with everyone. Yeah. No.
So,
Yep.
Anyway, that happens.
Okay,
you know.
so that happens, and is that
I almost wasn't able to do the show.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man, I guess acting's over. And then they're like, we're just gonna push it back to next semester.
That's wild.
And so we did it into the next semester, and I did it, and I loved it. And so then I did Antigone. We did Much Ado.
Okay.
We did Twelfth Night. So
a lot of Shakespeare.
A lot of classics. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've done Twelfth Night, but
As who?
I was Malvolio. Who were you?
Sebastian.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
I got to wear my tights. My
That's
stockings.
pretty good.
Yep. And big leg pop guy.
Big leg
Anyway.
pop
Okay, what I was gonna say was, do you think that was helpful to do classics like that first?
Yeah.
And then go into contemporary? You know, whereas I feel like when you're younger, a lot of times, whether it's a young theater company or just like community theater, it's always like, hey, let's do like the new thing. And then you learn contemporary or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So then when you get text of like Shakespeare or something like that, you're like, well, why would no one's even cares? Like, what's the point of this? You know?
Yeah.
So I was curious, was that very helpful for you to do a lot of your first shows as classical pieces?
Especially when you have a professor who really cares about Shakespeare, who has a ton of reverence for the work. I mean, that's one of the best things that Lindsay had, was so much reverence for acting.
Yep.
And especially when you're doing Shakespeare, they're like, well, as Hamlet says, suit the word to the action and the action to the word.
Okay.
And there's this whole monologue in Hamlet where he's directing actors, which is kind of this beautiful way of Shakespeare putting out exactly his thoughts on, I guess, methodology at the time, in a way.
That's fascinating. So I'm assuming you don't go to school then originally as a theater major.
No, I was recreation, tourism, and sports management. I wanted to have a bike shop when I graduated.
Got you. Did you graduate with that then?
No, I graduated with a BA in theater art with an emphasis on acting. BA, BFA.
Oh. When was the switch then?
What's a bachelor's degree?
I don't know. Well, I'm a BS. So I'm a Bachelor of Science.
Bachelor of Fine Arts, right?
No,
I guess so.
Maybe.
It's probably a BFA. Well,
is it? Yeah, maybe.
For acting? For acting? Or?
If you're watching this, correct. Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, whatever. I got my bachelor's.
So
my
when did you
undergrad.
make the switch? Was that
After the first year?
Okay.
I went to a double major, English and theater.
classic?
So right, because I was very blessed. I got a scholarship that's awarded to one returning student annually, and I got that.
Nice.
And so that covered, like, I'd already had my tuition covered.
Yep.
But then, especially since I wasn't riding as much, I kind of felt bad taking money for doing that.
Yep.
And so that's why I was able to stay on the teams, that I got a scholarship that covered everything. So even though I wasn't racing, I was still able to be a part of that. And
Be a part of the team. You
I still
didn't have
raced
to-
my second year, and I was on the nationals team.
Yep.
It's just that my heart wasn't really in it. I wasn't pushing as hard anymore.
Yep.
And so it was time for me to sort of.
Well, I mean, that's that question too. Like professionals, like I think of like football players. Like when you get that injury, yes, it's healed, but that's in the back of your mind that like that could happen again, or it could.
And it's usually worse. I got lucky. I got so lucky.
I had a close call. Actually, I think it was the last time I did mountain bike. I had a close call. I bought a bike, and at first it was the right size, but then when I got on the mountain, I was like, it's too small. The frame is too small. But I thought the wheel, everything was right, but the frame was too small. So when I went off the first jump, my weight was not right, and so I had too much forward. So when I came down, I hit that front tire, and I almost did a bounce 360.
Yep.
And I somehow was able to lean back enough to like get it to land. And then I almost ran into a tree because it was like a narrow gap this. And I was like, you know what? I don't have the right bike at the moment. And then I just never got a new bike. And so that was kind of the last time I went. But I don't know. There's something about that. Like when you have that true close call of like, is it worth it? It is a thrill and I love it. But who's that guy that just climbed that? Was it the Seattle Needle? No, what was it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the free solo guy.
Yeah. Although I guess he got paid to do it at first. That's what he said. But
I'm good.
Yeah, like
I'm good.
Would you ever like skydive?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's kind of down to a science, right?
Yeah, David, would you ever skydive?
I would. I think that'd be so fun.
I feel like I would too, but it would be hell to get me in that plane.
Yeah?
Like, just because it's like, if something were to happen and you die, okay, cool. But then it's like, well, damn. But then it's like, damn. Like, had I just not done that, like, did I need that experience?
Okay,
you know
but
what I'm saying?
If something goes wrong when you're skydiving, you have the rest of your life to figure it out.
Maybe not. Maybe you're just in a coma.
you're going to be comatose from hitting the ground at like what?
Although, don't they say
like
that your brain is still
miles an
working
hour?
or something like that?
You know what?
I don't know. Well, true, but if I'm doing
true,
Lee Strasberg's method and I have a part that I might need to do it so I can say get that moment, get that feeling, you might be onto something.
Effective memory of your femur shattering. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, wait.
It's actually the least harmful part of Strasberg right there.
Okay, you know what's interesting? We're doing our Meisner stuff right now, and I think
With Prosky?
Yep, and I think my issue is I'm too intellectual of a person for my own good. Like it's not a good thing, and so that's like the habit that I need to break.
Yeah. So you're doing repetition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I just get too much in my head. I also think I'm slower in my work, which isn't necessarily a good thing when it's a class and we got to get people through.
Yeah.
And so I think at times where I'm like, also I'm too polite. I'm a really polite guy. And it's like, it doesn't really piss me off when someone's like in my ear doing this and I'm trying to do something. I haven't gotten that urge to be like, fuck! Like I'm not Hulk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And even Prosky was like, you let it build up, man. Like, stop being so polite. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. They didn't piss me off. Like
David killed the cat.
My cat? My cat's indoors. So, David, what did you do?
You would say David killed the cat.
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 Yes, David killed the cat.
David killed the cat.
You didn't repeat after what I said.
Yes, David killed the cat. I didn't have the exercise.
Okay, anyway.
My second time doing a repetition exercise ever.
Okay, so I was just curious. So
on the record,
so
though,
then
I did not kill a cat, guys. Just on the record. On the record.
Allegedly.
I don't really know if that's true.
Really?
For anybody wondering what we're talking about, David killed a cat earlier with his automobile.
No. I passed a poor cat on the road, and it did not look alive. Anyway, continue, guys.
Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Okay, anyway, so you do that and you graduate now, and you're like, damn, I kind of like acting. Were you like, hey, I need to go to an MFA program right away, or were you like trying to audition
that's why I
for
graduated
stuff?
early. So
okay,
I'm there, and I have a scholarship that covers everything.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, what I really want is to rush into the industry because I went to college when I was 17. I graduated high school a year early too.
Okay,
so I was kind of trying to move as quickly as I could.
Yep,
and I was looking at the Hollywood Reporter list of best drama schools. And SCAD was number 24 the first time I looked, and then the next year they were number 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when I saw it. When
Big Wallace moves.
Yep.
So.
Woo woo.
Woo woo. Woo woo Wallace. And
so did you always know you wanted to go to SCAD, or did you audition for multiple
I was the only
programs?
one to. Now, I was looking at UTK,
okay,
University of Tennessee Knoxville, and I was also looking at University of North Carolina Chapel Hill.
Interesting.
But both of those, their cohorts only accept students every odd years.
Yeah.
So I was looking at going in 24. And they didn't take anybody until 25, and I was like,
I don't want to wait.
No.
It was interesting. Like that was the same thing for me. Like all the programs that were close to Wisconsin that I had interest in were on the off year. So I was like, I don't think I want to wait. And my mom too was like, you don't want to wait. Like, I know you. You're not going to want to work. You're going to hate your life if you work for a year without doing it. And I was like, hey, you're probably right. And so then that's when I just auditioned for stuff or whatever. That's how I ended up here. But okay, so you were just, I want SCAD. What was the pull for SCAD besides it being a ranked school?
Film.
Yeah.
And how many different things are to do here? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think SCAD's very smart to focus on the interagency collaboration, so to speak, in its in its marketing, right?
Gotcha.
We always talk about how, like if I'm on a visual media shoot as like a model, I'm modeling on an electric car built by industrial design students.
Yeah.
Being, so it's everything is in this collaborative cycle, which can be really cool.
Got you. So that was the pull then, was because it was just so multifaceted.
I wanted to meet other artists. I wanted to meet people who do stuff that I don't do. Yeah.
Powerful.
Insightful. Truly.
So then you become part of the acting department your first year.
Yep.
Did you feel that your undergrad prepared you for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Largely through a respect for the work. I will say, I think that people keep treating acting like it's something that can't be taught, which is kind of strange because there's a couple things that it's just like, no, these are tools that you need.
See, okay, I would argue though that to get to the specific highest tier, like there's something there. Does that make sense?
About like to get to the best of your ability.
One I can think of right now that maybe will resemble with audiences is like a Timothy Chalamet. It's like, yes, he's got all the training, and I could have all the same training, but he's got that next gear that he figured out for himself. This is what makes me the best version. And I think there's that gear that you have to figure out yourself. You can be taught everything, but there's something you have to figure out is like, oh, there we go. That's like that's what makes me the greatest actor,
Right. But let's put it in like the context of a toolbox, right?
Yep.
You are taught all these different tools. That's what we hear a lot at SCAD is that acting is a bunch of different tools that we're being given from the different methodologists. And maybe our basic tool set is the basic teachings of Stanislavski. And then you go into the group theater and you have Meisner, Strasberg, Adler. Take what you need to fill out new tools or updated sort of versions of them. And maybe once you have everything, then you can start to be like, okay, well, I'm missing a tool to do this thing that I need, so I can make it myself. I can figure out what's missing and then work on what it is that would get me there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, just because you're given tools doesn't mean you know how to use them.
Yeah.
You give somebody a wrench and they're going to use it to hammer nails, unless you tell them that's for bolts. And you can use a wrench to hammer nails. It's just
I've done
that,
it before.
Right? No, I love my half-inch hammer, but
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. That was right.
Yeah, that was right. That was right. Stand on that. It's like a foot long, whatever. I'm
You're
saying.
talking about your toolbox.
Yeah, I was talking about toolbox. Right. Give somebody a wrench.
Yep.
They're going to use it as a hammer. But a hammer does the job better, and a wrench is for bolts. And so unless you both have the tool and know how to use it, you can't maximize what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't be the most efficient worker. You can't make the highest quality of your work.
Yeah.
So that's where I think the role of drama school is in part so that you understand the history of of the art form and where we are today in sort of the teaching process.
Yeah. It's interesting. Have you found your method, your preferred method, or have you made the Erik method already where you're like, I like this and I like this, and this together is what gets me to where I need to be?
Stanislavski says that we reinvent the system for ourselves every time. Like every actor does it for themselves.
Yes.
Right? So I guess I'm using the Erik method.
Yeah.
But the Erik method is, what did Stanislavski say, and then how did Adler add to it? And
It's typically the path.
it
kind
is
of thing?
most of what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think I work a lot with what Professor Brown, Professor Ashanti Brown.
Yep.
Brilliant. You'll have her next quarter, maybe?
Hopefully,
maybe
yeah.
next year. She says we play pretend professionally. It's true.
Yeah.
Which means I don't really need effective memory to play pretend. And I can also, if I'm professionally playing pretend, dude, if I'm a master of pretending, dude, I don't necessarily need to
You have so many wrenches.
Yeah, I have so many. Well, there's sets of wrenches. There's socket sets. So that actually does apply. Swinging them.
Okay.
No, but
Yeah.
Yeah. You, like, for me, Meisner, the idea of emotional prep.
Yep.
It doesn't really click.
No. Yeah.
But it doesn't need to, because the entire group theater was trying different means to get to the same place. And Adler works for me.
Yeah. I haven't found one yet. And maybe I haven't worked enough with them too. But I haven't found one where I'm like, oh, I really like this. Not that I'm going to copy it, but I'm going to pull a lot from it.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe that's just me having to dig deeper into, okay, what are we actually doing with these methods?
Yeah.
Because I do like Meisner. I just don't think I connect to it on the emotional state that's like required to be Meisner. But I like the getting prepared for it. I'm really taking away doing rote and stuff, because I think I'm someone that gets caught in, like, if I memorize it away, typically is how it comes out. And so it's like, oh, I do like rote, and I do like just trying to spit it out as fast as possible, which is like the way that Meisner teaches how you should prepare. But then when I get into the actual performance, it's like, ugh, I don't know if Meisner is that for me.
Well, that's fine, because it's just a couple more tools for you to use.
Yeah.
And then in performance, you'll find other things.
Yeah. No. So you come here. Or do you dive straight into a bunch of film? Are you doing a bunch of stage, or?
What was that like? I did actually 2 SCAD films when I was still an undergrad. I came down to
really?
Atlanta campus once, and I came down to the Savannah campus once.
And you got that through
Backstage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to get better at, like, just using stuff outside, like Actors Access, Backstage. I need to know how to. Maybe I'll sit down with you, because I know there can be at times sketchy stuff on it. So it's just a matter of, like, hey, like, once you see what it typically looks like, you just know that, okay, that's not real. Or
I think also, I mean, if it's paid, it's more likely to be real.
Yes.
Like, it's less about the money you're getting paid and more about the money they're putting into it.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Their financial investment is important to you because it indicates that they're actually invested in it.
Yeah.
You might not be getting paid that much, but at least it shows that they're serious
so
about the work.
I have to figure out how to use all that good stuff, especially as you have like a year and a half left of this program, which is already crazy to think about.
Yeah.
You only have a quarter left.
Yeah, I've got 3 months.
Yeah, that's wild.
Flies by.
So what are actually, let's stay with SCAD and then we'll go to future goals. So SCAD, you did the 2 films before you came down here.
Yep.
Were you someone that auditioned for everything that they had, or?
I mean, sort of. I did start doing film pretty much immediately when I got here, within the first couple weeks, and it was good. I mean, I've been doing a couple films every quarter. Like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 films a quarter, I guess.
Okay.
And then been in 3 or 4 shows, I think. I've been in Julius Caesar, Cage Birds, Gruesome Playground Injuries, my thesis.
Yeah.
And
that was good.
Lunasa. Is that everything? I've de-emphasized it. Well, also, because I'm a model, I typically can't do theater winter and spring.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
I mean, winter's not as much of a deal, but spring, we have the fashion show at the end of it. And
I didn't know that was a conflict time-wise. In general.
Yeah. So I can't really do a stage performance because it's going to get in the way of Tech Week when a lot of that stuff goes up.
Well, I mean, you gave me an inspiration with the people that I'm talking about for thesis right now to do it in fall.
Do it in the fall.
Just in the sense of, like, yes, it sucks because there's a lot in the fall, but also it seems like there's a lot of bigger stage or more things to audition for in winter and spring than there is in the fall.
Yes.
And even though the thesis will be done in that way, like, I still want to audition for those shows, resume builder, and just experience at that level if I can be fortunate enough to get in. Whereas, like, if you do your thesis show, it's like, yes, it's a cool experience, but
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're producing it. It's not like the thesis itself is not bad, but producing something that you're also acting in, especially, it's not even that you're just acting in it. It's that this is supposed to be a methodological exploration, right? And that was one of the sort of errors that I made going into it, is that I wasn't super specific about what methodologies I wanted to explore. But also that's because we'd been given a bunch of tools and not necessarily had a label on any of them. So it's like, now I'm going back through, I bought Actor Training by Allison Hodge. It's a collection of essays on various methodologists from like the last century and a half. Okay. And it's been fantastic because I'm able to put names to faces as far as what techniques am I using.
Got you.
Where's this stuff coming from? Because with these 10-week quarters, our professors have so much information from their careers, but they're not necessarily able to go into this is where this technique came from. It's Adler. This is how Adler developed it. They're just like, don't memorize your lines in any sort of way.
But also, it's like we only have 10 weeks, which seems like a lot of time, but you only meet twice a week, which is why we have 3 quarters.
Yeah.
But still, like, it actually was funny. I talked to people. I'm like, it feels like the days are so long, but the weeks are so fast.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
the days feel like they'll never end, and then holy shit, it's already Sunday, and you're like, we're doing it again. And
right.
And like, which I think is a good feeling. Just because then it doesn't feel like, holy cow, we're never getting out of here, And
2.5 hour classes are good. I think
that was new for me. We
Yeah.
had 50-minute. We had, I think, 4 or 5 classes you'd take a semester.
Right.
And then
Same.
it's like 50-minute per class, which kind of sucks because you're not able to put all your effort into it. Which is
Exactly.
what I'm really appreciating about SCAD is like,
Yes.
you only have 3 responsibilities. It's your 3 classes. And they don't really take up that much time when you think about how much time you have in a day. So you're able to really dive in if you have the time, if you're not in a show or something like that,
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
Yeah.
I'll be very busy in the spring.
Yeah. No, 100%.
But,
and I mean, when you look at the amount of time that we have, I think it's so nice to be able to put all of our energy into those 2.5 hour classes. It's just also that sometimes I think, personally, I benefit from having more time to take information in. I mean, I think we're so blessed that we get Jennifer Morris for 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Because Jennifer Morris is kind of teaching us one of the most important things about acting, which is being present and
or just
concentrating.
like how to rely on yourself, like
that too
in the industry,
Yeah.
too. Because there's gonna be times where whether you're caught up in whatever, and to just be able to go back to your training and be like, reset. All right, let's do this. Because I didn't have any of that, and I've already used her work in stuff I'm done, which is interesting because I think at first I was like, I don't know if I'll use. Yeah, at first you're like, cool, you know.
Yeah, no, the 15 seconds at the top of that class where you could just be like, the second that first fresh crop of students walks in, just to be like, hey guys, this is about being present. It's the most important thing about being an actor.
Yeah.
If you don't do this well, you're never going to succeed.
Yeah.
That would have also helped contextualize that class for me because I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
Because I had work like that in undergrad. But even in undergrad, we hadn't necessarily understood exactly why it was so crucial. But
my undergrad, I went for radio, TV, film, and then ended up double majoring with theater.
Nice.
So my original goal wasn't theater. But then in doing that, I don't know, my program also was dying, so it just wasn't filled. So like all this stuff that I'm learning, it's like soaking up like a sponge because I got none of it. Which is so good, and that's why I went to MFA right away, because I was like, I think I like acting. I'm not ready for the industry. I know nothing about it. So I got to come to a place that's at least trying their best to really be a bull in the industry and use that as a springboard to go into the industry. So I already see it's working in its ways.
No, I mean, that's what SCAD does best. SCAD resembles the industry brilliantly.
Which I at first I was like, oh, it's so annoying. But then I'm like, honestly, it's fair because you're not going to get this role just because you're the better actor, but you don't look like it, and they wouldn't cast you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's real, and that's heartbreaking. And it's like to see other people struggle with that too. And it's like, if you can't do it here, are you really going to be doing it out there?
Right.
And so it's just that reminder too. It's like, oh, if I'm getting caught up now, is this industry for me?
Yeah.
And so I think that's like the wake up call for me. I was like, okay, I got to not care. So I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
That way.
No,
it's like, we'll just keep going until it works.
You got 2 years, and SCAD focusing on industry prep ultimately is probably more important. I mean, I came to grad school and I really wanted methodology and history. I really wanted to be able to exit, because I think a lot of people come into their MFA program, they're kind of thinking about it as, am I going to be a teacher later?
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm probably going to be a professor, right?
Yep.
I'm getting this terminal degree. And then you exit and you're like, I don't really, most people don't know who Meyerhold is.
Say it again?
Meyerhold?
I have no idea who it is.
Right. So
did you want to elaborate?
just a pupil of Stanislavski's
who
who had sort of his own developments in methodology, biomechanics. I don't know very much about Meyerhold. I've read a chapter in a book.
Yeah.
But that's kind of wild, because I'm supposed to have a terminal degree. I should, and now, but what I'm saying with that, it's that, but ultimately, does anybody who's going to pay you money in this industry care if you know who Meyerhold is? Maybe not. They're probably going to care
that
about
one
you being
really old
good
guy
at your job.
He's had his theater company for the last 50 years. He's gonna ask you.
we had a book. I think it was for Professor Scott Smith, where somebody, at the top of it, he's like, yeah, these young actors don't know who people are. They don't know who Meyerhold is. And that was kind of what got me on that train of what's going on here. So I guess that it's.
I'm sorry, I have more history to memorize than you did.
Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate that we're going in a direction where it's like this is how you get a job in the industry.
Yep.
Because in a way, the history is still going to be there in a couple of years. You can still study that independently.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been looking at doctoral programs.
Interesting. What would you need it for?
When I teach something,
Yeah.
I like to be able to show receipts.
Okay. Because I've only heard that you get a doctoral if you want history of theater.
There's
Or like a
performance studies
Shakespeare.
degrees.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
What would
there's
you do for that then?
What do you do for it?
Yeah.
So, that's a fantastic question. That is a fantastic question.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious.
It varies a lot from school to school. So, David, do you have Chrome up? Yes. Can you put in PhD in performance studies real quick? I know. Hang on. There's a website.
I've never heard of it.
There's a society for it.
Let's
Let's see.
Give us
there
what
should
Google
be like
AI is.
there should be a link right down. Like there should be a web page. Let's see.
Takes
Yep.
you to
That's
some
first
hacked
one.
website.
This one?
Yeah. Who are those lovely folks?
ASTR.
The American Society for Theater Research has a doctoral program directory.
Okay.
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
get a performing doctoral or would you do directing?
I would do in performing because what I want is to find out if there's a way to distill methodology and history into something that's palatable for students. Right? Because presumably there's a reason why it's not emphasized to us.
Yep.
And I don't necessarily know that yet. And education it's a process of asking new questions. I enjoy academia, even though academia exists for its own sake.
Yep.
It's just I had lovely professors in undergrad who were, not to say anti-academia, but they were sort of, I don't want to say the ascended variety. Like they were like, yeah, it's academic writing. It's inherently classist, and it'd be like, oh, okay. Well, if everything's broken, then the worst I can do by trying to learn about it is just misunderstand something, and then I can go back to it and try to analyze it again and reinterpret. So I'm able to, like I'm taking Anthropology 701 right now, which is global cultural theory.
Okay.
With Dr. Susan Falls, and it's fantastic. It's the best class I've taken at SCAD because it's going over things like modern critical theory and Marxism. Not to say the,
I had to read the
dirty word.
I had to read the pamphlet.
Yeah, well, but it's it's fascinating because these are things that we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
And talking about theory is fantastic when you're trying to understand how the world works. Whether you agree with it or not, understanding it gives you the opportunity to disagree with it.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to agree or disagree with something that you haven't
No idea.
Yeah, that you haven't studied at all. So that's why I'm sort of in the beginning processes of that where I'm like, well, I'd love to learn more. And doctoral programs, they're going to emphasize theory. Just by virtue of being doctoral.
Well, yes, yeah.
So you have to understand the theory and you have to understand the history. So there's so much room for flexibility in what the programs offer that the main things I want to get out of them would be a comprehensive understanding of where we started and how we got here, and then a much deeper understanding of the last 100 years of how did things develop and where are they going.
Gotcha.
Because
interesting.
Is methodology finished? I mean, did we win? Did Stanislavski win?
No, he went back on his word.
He did actually. He did. And, yeah, that's true. Okay, and then in 34, he had that lovely little meeting.
In 34.
Yeah, he sat down. Yeah. But I did have family in Germany, in East Berlin. Oh. So my mom was 10 when the wall fell.
That was my next question. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So she moved in her 20s.
And that was... Was that very much the like I want to come to America?
She came as like just on a trip the first time.
Yep.
And then met my dad, and then she was there she came back, and
okay.
As I say, it was a whole thing.
Yep. Sealed the deal. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have interest living in another country?
Yes. Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give Atlanta a couple years.
Okay, you are going to give Atlanta, you're thinking now.
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
It's Atlanta.
Yep.
We're going to go to Atlanta. We're going to give it a couple years, see if it pans, And then after that, it's going to be either looking back at a doctoral program
Yep.
or Berlin.
Would you study in another country?
I would.
Yeah.
I'd certainly be interested to. I mean,
Yeah.
my German's conversational, but it's not nearly as
I see what you're saying.
eloquent.
True. Yeah, you'd have to.
I mean,
really
dude, I find
learn.
ways to stumble over my words in English all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I've dug like
Jen
4
tells me all the
holes in
time.
like the 30 minutes we've been going. I mean,
When you accidentally stutter, yeah. So my grandpa fought and.
yeah, exactly. That's not even
I
like
stuttered. That was my fault. I didn't mean to say that. No. Okay,
No.
got you. I don't know. I've always been. Have you gone abroad to different countries?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Western Europe.
Meaning.
Like, well, because I have family in Germany.
Yep.
So I used to go over there sometimes for Christmas,
Okay.
which I was very fortunate to be able to do.
Yep.
And then one year I got to see France, and then Italy, Switzerland. I had a school trip to Great Britain.
That's cool.
So yeah, I've been very blessed to
Yeah.
get to see.
I want to go to. One of my dream places has always been London. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think, and it's
Oh,
my
to look
my
at the
heritage
National
is
Theater.
German, Austrian, and Irish mainly,
Mhm.
and I think it's mixed, but like those are the main three I believe. So like I really have no pull to actually want to go to London. Just besides I want to see Big Ben. Also, there's so much history there.
Mhm.
Just like we'll be like, oh my God, this house was built in like 1643, and then they'll be like, yeah, so this was built in like 200 BC, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah,
the
right.
fuck? You'd be like, what? It's the pub that's been there the whole time.
Yeah, I know. It's
Generational.
crazy.
Yeah,
beautiful.
16 million generations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know what's interesting? I was talking to my dad one day, and we were just talking about like generational difference, and I was asking like, so like grandma was born in, I'm trying to think, was it 42? 40? No, 40? I think my grandma was born in 40, and then her.
She was in Paris in 1942.
Yeah, yep. She was.
Was she?
She was on. She dug in, and then that's when the Germans just went right around.
Oh. That's
Unfortunate.
yeah.
Yeah. But long story short, but it was just the idea of like how generations like had kids so much sooner.
Mhm.
So like for me, it's like, okay, my parents were born in 68.
Yeah.
I was born in 2002. There was not a generation really in between then. But then it's like 68 and 40, and then it was like 20s, like 1920
Mhm.
something. And then it's like probably 1900s,
Yeah.
where it's like just that it's like 20-year gaps instead of like, a 30, 40-year gap with like my siblings and stuff,
You're talking about like lifespans?
Which I don't know if it necessarily is lifespan. I think it's just people were getting married sooner or like having kids younger,
Well,
earlier.
I mean, there's a lot of horrible historical reasons for that.
Yes, but I'm just saying I think that's fascinating
Yeah.
that like just generational wise
Yeah.
there are larger
Yeah.
gaps that I don't think were there in the past.
That's interesting. That's That's a good point. I wonder. I don't know.
But I was also I was watching a documentary about the Romans or
Mhm.
maybe I don't know, it was something, and he was just saying like it was so much pride for your family. Like the whole thing with Julius Caesar. I'm trying to think of who was I'm blank.
Augustus?
No. Was it Augustus? No, because that's like his
Son.
his adopted son or whatever,
Mhm.
who was Octavian. But
Octavius.
but no, who was the guy that what's Shakespeare's Julius Caesar? Julius Caesar
Mhm.
and
Brutus?
thank you, Brutus.
Okay.
How like the whole reason Brutus did that was because of like his he was like not made fun of, but something like along those lines of like he had a dark stain on his family history,
Yeah.
and it was like that pride for it that it was like
Mhm.
fuck, I'm gonna kill my best friend, like that we don't have. It's like you make fun of my grandpa. It's like shit. Okay, what do you, I just think it's interesting if that has anything to do with it. of
Yeah.
just we're just farther away from our heritage, like blood, physical form. And like they were saying like when people would die, they would make like they'd make a mask of that person. Like as
Mhm.
soon as they
Yeah,
die, boom,
yeah.
they'd make the mask. And then when they'd celebrate their funeral or like heritage, like the kids would put those masks on. And it's like I would never like fathom doing that now.
You could.
I could. I don't have any masks. We gotta see, now we're in a tough spot. Now I need someone to die to make a mask so I can do that.
Bring it up.
But
Bring it up in his career later.
yeah. So we were going back through all of the database, and
Yeah.
somehow Jordan was here at this date and time when this tragedy happened.
Yeah,
No.
I'm so excited for like in a couple years when people start having to like pay you a ton of money to get their podcast episodes off air.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say no.
Yeah.
No amount of money could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
See, unlike never mind. We cannot
be
go
good
there.
to each other.
Yeah, like honestly, what's
Is
our
it that
deal?
hard?
Is it that hard?
Like, it's so easy to have individual freedom and be a good person, guys. Just do that. It felt like it needed to be said.
It did, and it feels good.
It feels good. It feels good. You know what?
David, do you feel good?
You know, can we
good.
discuss that for a second?
Yeah,
I
I feel
think
good, guys.
we should all be good people. I don't think it's that challenging to be good people.
It's kind of wild. Well,
I think we can do it.
all right, never mind. We can't talk about. Wait, actually,
okay,
we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut. So you graduate this coming spring,
Yes.
which is exciting for
do.
you.
Yeah.
Your plan is Atlanta, is what I'm hearing. Based on how that works, I know we talked for a little bit. You were talking about maybe looking into something of like a traveling theater company vibe.
Yes.
Is that something you're still thinking about, or you're like, it was a cool idea, but I think I want to do this first before I even think that?
So we're looking at Atlanta, and we have to pay bills somehow.
Yep.
So of course there's going to be our survival jobs, but then there's also going to be any film modeling commercial stuff
Yep.
that we can get into. But the part of the reason that I sold my Sprinter van was so that I could buy the Chevy, the Suburban that I have now, because I wanted something with 4-wheel drive.
Yep.
And the reason I wanted something with 4-wheel drive that I could work on is because, to go back, Helene hit last year. And I grew up in Greenville, and I told you a little bit ago that I was looking at Brevard College.
Yep.
Brevard and like that whole Asheville area was hit really hard by Helene. We lost a lot. And so seeing that and seeing how there was just so much devastation in the community, and thinking about how can we as theater makers be of service to our communities.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that if you have an ability to help, you have a responsibility to help.
Yeah.
You know, those go hand in hand. The ability is responsibility in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So what we've seen is after Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans,
Yep.
there was a show of Waiting for Godot in the French Quarter, right? French Quarter. And that was sort of catharsis for the community that was musing on the experience and FEMA's lack of support there,
Yeah.
right? Because Waiting for Godot is a play about Godot not coming. So in any context where it's performed in a disaster, how we identify with it can change.
Yeah.
It was performed in Bosnia during the war there, and then it was kind of a metaphor, or a symbol for the
symbol
UN's
has
lack
the
of
ability
support.
to change.
Yes,
Yeah, yep.
exactly, and it can. And so I saw that, and then I thought of how there was a pretty large lack of federal support for North Carolina.
Yeah.
And all of those areas that had just been devastated. And I had friends who were just trapped in their homes for days. I mean, it was up to the community to solve its own problems.
Yeah.
And so I think that as a theater maker, we have an ability to help. And what that is we'd go out, we'd have some lights on the truck. During the day, you're cleaning up.
Yep.
You're probably helping with the local theater,
Yeah.
because that's one of the spaces that the wider community might not be as focused on, but we can help wherever it's needed. And then at night, lights go up, you do a show, and it'd be poor theater style. There's not, because you don't have anything else to bring other than actors.
Yeah.
You do the show, next day you clean up, maybe you're somewhere new, you do the show. It helps restore a sense of normalcy to the community. Not that anything is normal at all,
Yeah.
but it helps the community gather somewhere, and it gives a moment of reprieve from the catastrophe that has happened.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at. We're developing a show right now
Got you.
for it.
Okay.
We are looking at doing a Strindberg play.
Oh.
So that's a little bit to be determined based off of availability with these coming quarters.
Yep.
But we have the truck. We have an endless supply of terrible things that are happening.
So true, and that's the sad thing.
It is true. Well, especially because I was going over this with...
Would this? I mean, this would be something like you said, the Bosnia, the war, the fighting there. Is that something that? I mean, we look at the United States. There's fighting everywhere, you know, whether it's on purpose or not.
Mhm.
Is that something where you could go to the community like that
Right.
too? And,
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be economic catastrophe.
Yeah.
It can be social unrest. It all sort of works in a similar way. Ultimately, the goal is to help restore a sense of community. Now, what's really important here, though, is that we don't just do our shows, but that if there's a local theater who's had their run interrupted by this disaster, that we say, look, we'll help you clean up during the day. At night, if your actors want to come in and do their show, it'll be poor theater, but we can clear out a space. We can put the lights up with our truck, and you guys can do a version of your show.
Yeah.
That empowers them. It puts them back into the ability to create and to give catharsis to the community that they were already working in.
Yeah.
So it's not just about our show. Our show is secondary to anybody there who wants to put up a show.
Yeah. But it gives an opportunity for the communities there.
Right. We always have
to
one
get
in our
away.
pocket to put up.
Yeah.
So.
No, when you told me about that idea for the first time, I was like, that's unique. Like, I don't hear interest. I think that's the sad thing is, like, art can sometimes at this level feel like you got to go big. You have to be big, right? And I think that's just like what you're told, and you tell yourself that. And I think you forget too. It's like, well, you know, also what we do, call it theater, film, is an art form. And deep down, it really is to entertain, to lighten a mood, to have
Catharsis.
people, like that whole idea of like impacting the communities around them, make them leave thinking about something other than themselves or the situation that's going around,
Or even
you know?
make them feel seen, make them feel heard. I mean, that's what Godot is for in a way now, or what it's been used for. Not to say that it's for any one thing, but yeah, we have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as going big. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can also go to the casino. Maybe you'll go big there.
Dude, I have terrible luck. Like, my life, I just feel like I have not the greatest luck, if that makes sense.
Boy, oh boy, do I have a proposition for you. You should join my relief theaters. No. But
you might learn a thing or two.
you might learn a thing
you'll
or two.
see a thing or two.
You might see a thing or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to prepare ourselves for opportunities to come.
Yeah.
And we'll have an opportunity eventually.
Yeah.
You'll get a chance. It's just a case of whether or not you're ready for it. And where that goes is beyond you. And you have to accept that and let it ride.
It's interesting. I think, well, at first I never thought I was going to be an actor. Then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, cool, it'd be up in the lights and stuff like that. And then I was like, wait, hold up, am I in it for the wrong reason? And I think I took a step back, really dove into like camera work and all that kind of stuff. And then as I was doing that, I was like, I love acting. So it's like, okay, no, I'm not in it for the money. I just love entertaining people. And that's why I'm drawn to it. So it was like, okay, I'm in it for a healthy reason.
Attention.
Then you come, I want to be the center of attention, you know, catch me on it. What's up? No, and it's funny because as like I'm growing up, I also, like you said, like a lot of people that do MFA has, you know, something in their blood that says maybe I'd like to teach at some point. And I think I come from an education teaching family. So it's like, yeah, that's part of me as well. But it's almost a relief because I don't care if I'm successful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, obviously I want to be successful. Like that's the dream, is to be able to afford a lifestyle. But also I'm so used to living under my means that like any sort of income that would come from acting is like, wow, that's crazy.
Fantastic.
Like, you know, but I don't feel that itch to be like, the next Timothée Chalamet or, you know, the people I love, like a Tom Hanks or something like that. You know, it's like, I don't need that, you know?
I heard recently that ambition can be a toxic trait. And I don't outright disagree with it.
Yeah.
I think that it's a fair enough statement in our industry where, like I said, I've been getting a little bit into modern critical theory and all of these cool ideas. And one thing that we've been talking about is the idea of capital, not just economic, but like social capital, and how there's this emphasis on the, like, as Marx might say, the social relations of production, where you want to gain social capital. It gives you power.
Yeah.
And if you walk down the hallway in an acting school, every interaction might be gauged through, how am I getting social capital out of this? How are people getting to know my name? Who's following me on Instagram?
Yeah.
Am I becoming somebody who other people are going to remember when they're into the industry? Because what more can we ask for out of coming to a big fancy art school than that all the other successful artists are like, you know who was goated back when I was here?
Back in my day.
Yeah. Jordan, bro.
Do you think he's still doing something?
Yeah. Let me Jordan, do you want to be on Fast and Furious 16? Let's do it.
Hells yes.
Which, I mean, obviously yes, but like,
would that be one of your dream films? Not 16, like maybe 14 or 13, but
you know, I actually think Fast and Furious could have a reboot.
I thought it already was.
Oh, it has.
I thought it
never,
totally
has.
I thought it never stopped.
No, it's still going. But
you strike me as someone that actually would be like a good actor for that because you have interesting cars.
Love to do something in the vein, like in a spiritual successor to the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
the first one, because man, I mean, especially if you were to shoot it almost as like Southern Gothic, you know, like hang on, just roll
right,
with
let's
this
pick the scene
for a second. Just
paint the scene for us.
Let's imagine,
okay,
if we can.
I'm here.
That we're doing, yes. We'll set it in a southern city, but Atlanta. You saw Baby Driver?
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Baby Driver. When they changed the setting to Atlanta, they brought in, I think, as they say, the city's ethos.
Yep.
They really worked with the city itself.
Okay.
And if you watch the movie, you see pieces of the city everywhere.
Yep.
And so that's something that Fast and Furious did with Los Angeles.
Yep.
Which was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Because it gives this lived-in feeling to the characters.
Okay.
But so, if you look on Instagram, you'll see plenty of... Sorry, it's how media's...
I'm on Instagram right now. I'm looking.
There's all sorts of videos of these like blacked out Corvettes.
Oh yeah,
running
yeah.
From the police.
I've seen it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
A little bit of Need for Speed.
There's
in it.
Yep. Well, it is. It really is. And it's like there is an actual Fast and Furious culture there. That's
interesting. I never thought of like their audience would probably be those people.
Their audience is that. It's the exact same audience.
Yeah.
But it's also that like, dude, something's going on here because people don't just do that. And even if you're doing it, even if you're doing it for attention, that's not that far off from part of the plot of Fast and Furious, where it's, you know, I get the money and I get the respect. I mean, at this point,
but they can't really show their faces.
No, they can't. But if we're making a movie about it, you know, they're not actually committing felonies.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm saying like in real life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, that's why they always wear helmets. Yeah. Blacked out helmets.
Which is just interesting.
Oh yeah, and it seems like over the last, I don't know, couple months, year maybe, most of them have been caught. I mean,
I have been noticing that.
You've seen a lot of videos.
I must have been in a phase or something on Reels or Shorts, and I was getting all those videos, and then it slowly started to being like them getting arrested or whatever, and I was like, or just like blocked up by all the cops or whatever, and they can't get out, you know?
Yeah. Who was that? Oh, but it's the Will Run plate that you see on all those cars.
Yeah.
And then there's Really Slow. You ever seen that?
No.
He's got the Corvette with like the scanners, like the police scanners in it and everything. Like blacked out. It's crazy.
See, that's the thing is like
it's cinema.
It's, you know, that's one of the things where it's like I get it's illegal and I would never partake. But that's a little bit of that like thrill, you know what I'm saying? Like to drive something that fast that's not a racetrack where you're taking a left turn
I couldn't have a motorcycle.
You know.
I could not have a motorcycle.
You would die in a motorcycle.
Yeah, probably within the first week. But like the other thing is, I mean, you see cars doing it, and all the cars got caught because they're cars.
Yeah, motorcycles. But the motorcycles, going through,
dude, they just can run, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot that, I mean, if they die, it's probably of their own volition, and that happens a lot. You have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Like I said, I probably wouldn't live very long, so I don't have a motorcycle. But
there's like in Milwaukee, they have their main highway system, and there are so many motorcycle deaths every year. It's like ridiculous. And then I was like, oh, that's wild, like how you can have that many. And then I drive on it, and then you just get these motorcycles. Like it's one of those where everyone should be driving way slower than they are, but everyone wants to get home kind of vibe. And then those motorcycles are just going through all the lanes, and it's like all these cars are switching, and it's like that's how that dies.
Yeah,
because they just get clipped, you know.
But also, I can totally get it. It's like that freedom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can get that, you know, but I can't risk it. Like I said, I got bad luck, and I mean I got bad luck meaning like I'll be the guy that gets caught. Or I'll be the guy that gets in trouble. if I'm with 3 people, I'm the one that gets nailed. That's just like how my life has been. It feels like up to this point. So that's why I always just try to follow the rules, because if I'm not breaking rules, I can't get in trouble or caught. You know.
You can run in your Pontiac.
No, I don't know. When I went to the A1s in Connecticut, came back, then the engine light came on, but then it turned off.
Is it on now?
No, it's off. So I wonder if it just really doesn't like sitting. I mean, it sat for a week, but also it's always sat for long periods of time. So like when I was back home, I barely drove it. It just sat in the driveway for the month and a half. So hopefully,
check engine lights made up by big car.
Hopefully, you have a scanner for it?
Oh yeah, I have one permanently hooked up to my truck actually.
Oh,
I have it's called a scan gauge. It's like almost like a tablet. It's like a touchscreen tablet.
Okay.
That has readouts for everything. But I did that because I wanted to get alerts whenever my coolant temperature gets too high.
Okay.
And the goal was that it would have transmission temp readings, but that's just for telling.
Okay, let's get into that. So you're a big car guy, in the sense of you got comfortable working with cars.
Yes.
And I think that's something that not a lot of people have the fortunate ability to, or just have an interest in.
Yeah.
And so where did that interest in like small engines, cars eventually, where did that come from?
So I grew up always loving cars. I mean, like there's pictures of me when I was like 3 holding on to a Hot Wheels car and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I've never not loved them.
Okay.
And so my first car, and my dad always had Jeeps, was also something. And not newer Jeeps, like a CJ7, 76 CJ7, 82
when they were bangers.
CJ8. Yeah, oh,
yeah,
and they were really cool. And so we always had great experiences with that growing up. And my dad also, he had a second gen RX-7. Very cool. Everything worked in it. It was beautiful. And just had to put that out there. I think it was mint. Beautiful.
It was.
It got totaled. Tragically. But point being, just that like my dad's an engineer.
Okay.
I mean, he went to the Naval Academy.
Yep.
So he worked on nuclear submarines. Like that's
got you. So that's in his blood. Yep.
He's very, very, very problem solving oriented. And so that's probably where I got a lot of that from. Is that it's problem solving, and frankly, if I don't do it, who will? Right? I mean,
or how much will it cost?
Frankly, I can't exactly. I can't necessarily afford to pay somebody to fix all the stuff that I break, and I break too much stuff. And
that's true. Yeah,
it's like there's 2 solutions for that. Either you stop breaking stuff, or you learn how to fix it. And I'm not really the sort to stop breaking stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of what I've learned is it's the willingness to fail when it comes to small engines or something like that. Like, it's not that complicated, but it's that willingness to like take it apart and have something be wrong and just keep trying to problem solve it. And it's like it's designed to be fixed, to put a broken part in, and now it works. Like that's what it's designed to do. It's just a matter of like how do you put that together. And I think people are scared or like
which it was. I mean, you look at new cars, and they require a lot of specialized tools.
Yeah,
they're not designed to be worked on anymore. They're disposable. I mean, if you dent the side of a Rivian, it could be $40,000. $100,000 car, $40,000 repair for a parking lot hit, because the panels are these huge panels full of sensors and stuff's glued together now. Whereas, I mean, I confess it took me 6 days to do the wheel hub assembly on my Suburban. It was grueling. That's an hour-long project. It took 6 days.
But why did it take 6 days?
Day 1, we rounded off a bolt.
There you go.
Day 2, class. All right, fine. That's because I have class all day.
Yeah,
and it was
all
in the
day.
winter, so there's no sunlight.
Yep.
Day 3, a bolt. Oh, we strip out the brake caliper bracket. We managed to strip out one of the bolts in it, but not the bolt itself. We stripped out the threads in the caliper. Okay, day 4 class. Day 5, go to the yard, pull a new caliper bracket.
Yep.
Get back. Bolts are seized for the caliper guides. Go out, PB blaster, torch it, PB blast, torch, PB blast, impact, finally breaks. I mean, this is something that's supposed to be torqued to like 30 foot-pounds or 30.
Well, I'm assuming it doesn't get stripped. It's
well, it was so my impact puts out. It's not a crazy impact, but it puts out about like 600 foot-pounds of force. This thing's supposed to be torqued to 30. Could not break it loose without like fire and PB blaster, but we got there. So, and now it's done.
Yep.
And it's like, well, I learned something,
Do you think your biking had anything to do with interest in?
Well, I I did work on my own bike when I was a
Yeah.
racer.
Yeah.
And I also had a reputation with my coach for always having a broken bike.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is tough. I mean,
Trial by error. Yep.
yeah, no, it's truly. I mean, I built my bike myself.
Okay.
So like all of the parts I ordered individually, and then I put them all together.
Yeah, yeah.
I worked at a bike shop at the time, so that was really nice, and that was really fun. And I mean, now like when I'm at work, we have a camper and they break their bike, and it's like, all right, well, come on, bring it over here. Like, if not me, who?
Yeah.
Either we fix your bike right now, or we both have to walk 8 miles out of here. So
And I'm not walking.
we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Because also, I mean, that's something that maybe that's like preachy, but dude, come on, we work with kids. We have to teach them that we can solve problems.
Yeah.
We don't just give up on stuff.
No.
No, it sucks that this happened. What are you gonna
You know
do
what's
about
interesting though? I feel like our society is going in a way of like, oh, it's broken. We
Yeah.
just need something new. Like there's less problem solving, or there's higher stakes, or there's like an emotional sense for younger people to be like, oh, it's broken. Like, what are we gonna do? And it's like, calm down. We
Yeah.
can fix this. But it's not being explained whether that's a parent thing or a school thing. But yeah, I
Wow.
don't know.
It's a lot harder to extract value out of something that can be repaired instead of has to be replaced.
Meaning,
Meaning that General Motors makes a whole lot more money when a new Suburban
Yeah.
has to have its engine
Yeah.
replaced at 5,000 miles.
Yep.
Which sometimes they do, you know? So right now we're kind of getting to a place where most
Yeah.
people, like, whenever my friends ask me, like, what car should I buy? I'm like, okay, well, you can buy any older car that I recommend to you, but you're going to have to figure out how to work on it. And that's not, that requires a
Yeah.
bit of an investment. You have to have the tools, and you have to have the time, and you have
or
to
know a guy that is able to do it cheap, which is not common anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but because it's like, if you buy a new car and it breaks, what are you gonna do?
You got. Well,
I-
you have
hopefully
to
it's
take it
under
back.
warranty.
Yeah, you have to take it back.
But yeah, I mean, like my Sprinter, I flooded it. I was driving home from work when I worked at Florida Studio Theater, and there was a storm, and it just hydrolocked. Would have been 18 grand for a new engine. Well, that's kind of that. Like,
That's wild.
what am I going to do about that? Now I have the Suburban, and it's like, all right, if this thing dies, I'm going to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, I've pulled a transmission out of a Cherokee before. We've done a head and a head gasket on a Cherokee.
Yeah.
We've done, like we've done various things of, it's like, all right, well, again, somebody knows how to do it. In fact,
Yeah.
it gets done all the time. So it's not challenging. It's not easy, but it's anything but impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Are you someone that likes the outdoors then?
I love the outdoors.
In the sense of like you're a big camping guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, and when I was in college, we would take my Sprinter out every weekend and go
True.
somewhere new.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the perfect vehicle for it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the longest road trip you ever took?
Well, that would actually probably be this winter. We went from Miami to Maine
Wow.
in
Well,
my Suburban.
was there a reason for it besides just saying that you went from Miami to Maine?
My partner
Okay.
had places for us to stay
Nice.
in both of those, so
Oh,
it made
that's
it
so cool.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the Suburban's not quite set up as comfortable as a
Yeah.
camper yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess a Sprinter is, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there when we get
But
there.
yeah, no, so that was fun. I mean, especially because it's like you're giving this thing its first real test. It's got 225,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And how's this gonna go? are we gonna, not to say
Yeah.
are we gonna make it, but in
No,
some
it's real.
ways,
It's
like,
real.
Are we? And it was great. And
No
so-
issues?
No issues. Not a single
Nice.
problem.
Yeah.
It's like you can't complain about that. It's
No.
a 20-year-old truck.
Okay, honestly, now that we're talking about like things going wrong, like one of my pet peeves is
Mhm.
like when someone loses it, when something does not go right. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like a plan is off because of something
Mhm.
and that person loses it. And I've had people in my life like that, and it's just like, why am I here? Where it's like I'm very much like, damn, that went wrong. Can we fix it? How can we make it better? Like
Yeah.
if we're doing a trip, it's like, oh, maybe we're not able to do that. Like that doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some people, but I'm like, it just makes you realize who you really want to spend a lot of time with. you
Right.
know?
Well, yeah, exactly. Are you solution oriented, or would you just
Yeah.
like to complain?
Yeah.
No, but I get that. I mean,
Yeah.
I complain very loudly while I'm solving my problems. I'm very extensively vocal about how much fun I'm having when I'm solving my problems.
Yeah, fair enough.
But slowly they're getting solved, you know? Worst car I've ever. I hate cars. Cars are stupid. All right, well. Now it's fixed, and I'm like, this is the best car ever.
Yeah.
I love this thing. Yeah. Everyone should have one.
Well, and then you get that reward for yourself when you fix it. You're like, shit, I just did that.
Yeah, which sometimes is rewarding. Other times it's like, cool, now back to the problems we were having last week before this whole thing began. Yeah. Like, it's... Like
Since the crisis is done, we go back to the normal problems.
We were finishing I was doing the wheel hub on the Suburban, and I'm wrapping that up, and I go to start it. We'll start. That's fine. I wasn't really expecting it to start because it's been sitting all week. I've had the lights on in it. Like, fine. I've thought about this. I have 20-foot jumper cables. I got the longest jumper cables I could find because they're supposed to be able to jump from the front of one car to the, like, you know, it's supposed to be able to go around the back of the car.
Yep.
And so we pull my partner's CX-5 in, and the cables don't reach. They're like a foot too short. And I'm like, all right, this is terrible, but whatever.
Trying to get other jumper cables to extend it. No.
Right, exactly. So we back up, and we're like, all right, what are we going to do? We pull her car out of the way. Well, we have to get it out of the driveway so we can reach the hood.
Yep.
And so we throw a strap on the back of it and start pulling it backwards. And now this car is too heavy for one of us to do it alone because the driveway has little lips in it. Yep. So we both have to pull it, which means no one's inside it to stop it when it hits the ledge and it starts to roll backwards. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just jump into it. I'll hit the brake once it starts to get there. And then I'll be able to slowly back it the rest of the way. Yep. We'll do that. Well, it starts to go, and I run to jump into it. And it's going pretty well, except that in order to do the wheel hub assembly, I had to put it really close to the fence on the driver's side of the vehicle. And the door catches on the fence. And the door opens, it catches.
Yep.
And pulls, and the fence starts to fold in, and it stops. The door stops the car, which is really awesome. Because I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I just totaled my car. Like, not totaled, but like, dude,
less than
if I
ideal.
bend a weld, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, no, then I actually do have to take it to somebody who has
Welding
a body
equipment.
shop who can use the winches to pull it straight.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're the subject of crashing out. I was as close as I've gotten to where I can have like a mini crash out and then be like, all right. Still,
common sense comes back. Yep.
Either I solve it or I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. So then we pulled her car around through like the bushes on the opposite side of the fence, fed the cables through the fence, jumped it, starts right up, pull it forward. Thank God the door closed.
Really?
Door closed. It now whistles a little bit over 70 miles an hour. But
mine whistles though, but I'm missing rubber in my car.
It looks like a door seal, not door seal, sorry, like a door hinge pin. So
I see.
I have to replace those.
Yeah.
Replacing those requires a grinder.
Okay.
Grinding means I'm going to be taking paint off of something. Unpainted metal means rust, so that means I have to repaint it afterwards.
Yep.
So it's like one of those things where you make these little problems for yourself that take astronomical amounts of time to solve. And
but if you have kids, you'd be like, Dad, tell me a story. You'd be like, do I have this story for you?
Oh, God.
Or they'd be like, oh, I can't fix this little thing. You can't fix this? Look what I had to do. No.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, in college, I cut the roof off of my Cherokee.
Wait, actually, I feel like I remember you saying this.
Yeah, no, so my roommate had a Tacoma.
Okay.
And thing was sweet. And he was like, dude, you got to get your Cherokee up here. You got to get your Cherokee up here. Because I just had my Sprinter.
Okay.
And I bring it up, and then sometimes, after class, we'll be like, dude, do you want to go out, just rip some gravel? And so we'd hit this gravel track nearby, and we'd just start sliding around. And it's great, because, I think it's very important that you learn how to slide a car. It is crucial if you want to be a good driver. PSA, if you want to be a good driver, you need to know how to control a slide. It's just the truth. And
hey, Doc taught me everything I know.
Yeah,
You're going left, go right.
They're not lying. It's facts. I'm no drift king or anything, but just the basic principles of a power slide. It's useful. Shoot, we had snow here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And if you turned onto MLK, your wheels would slide.
So. Yeah, so it was a good time.
Right. And what I am to say is that the Cherokee took some hits, but it never.
Gotcha.
It was fine up until one year when just going out and my roommate sees me. He sees me like three-wheeling through the parking lot because I had the sway bars out, and so
Okay.
things just all over the place. And we go out, and there's the first corner on this track is a hard left, and it's kind of rutted out, and then it's just a drop off on the right side. And so it's not a wise one to try to do quick. But we'd done a couple laps, and I was like, I got this, and I flick it, and I very quickly realize I'm like, this isn't gonna work out. I'm going like I'm about to bin this shit. This isn't gonna work out. I'm about to bin this. And sure enough, I did. I'm a genius. I caught a tree with the back end of the car and then flung it around and plowed into the woods with the front end. And I'm like, okay. I back out, turn it around, and my roommate comes around the corner. He's like, dude, I saw skid marks. And I was like, oh, dude, somebody messed up here. And then I saw you. And I was like, yeah, great. And so I smacked in that rear quarter panel and kind of ripped off because the tailgate on the early Cherokees is made out of fiberglass.
Gotcha.
So that was ripped in half.
Yep.
And so I got one of those Harbor Freight hydraulic presses and started pressing the panels back out. Brought it. Eventually, we trailered it home, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this thing's, because Cherokees, it's like a uniframe. So
Gotcha.
Once it's twisted, things twisted.
Yep.
And you could bring it to a body shop, but what are you going to do?
Yep.
And so I was like, well, doors are never going to line up again.
Yeah.
Easiest way to fix doors not lining up is to cut them out.
This is true.
Doors can't be misaligned if they're not there.
This is right.
So got out my grinder and just started cutting. Started ripping pieces off of it. And then I got a roll cage for it.
Okay.
And then it was time to go to SCAD. And was it really? Yeah, I guess it was.
So it's just sitting there.
And so I got it started a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Which it was crazy. Thing's been sitting forever.
Yeah.
All we had to do was replace the battery.
Oh, nice.
And it was cranks up. It's full of like, weird brown fluids now. Like everything that was supposed to be like
Clean.
green or orange is like you look in and you're like,
we just gotta run that out through the
you're
system.
like, no, that's not gonna. But it starts up, it goes into drive, goes into reverse. So
all right, we're back in business.
we're back in business, right? So trying to get rid of that now. But anyway, that's to say, I forget how we got on this. But yeah,
Just how you tore the roof off.
yeah, we've learned a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yes, and that's how we started this conversation.
Yeah. So.
Got you. Well, are there any projects that are coming up that you're like excited for, or, I mean, biggest project is graduating, but
Yeah. Well, actually, first off, shout out the drive, Brody Van Arnhem. That was fantastic. Thesis coming out with the senior thesis films.
Yeah.
So that is a musing on Hurricane Helene in Asheville from the perspective of a local. So that was a really personal project to get to work on.
Yeah.
I was honored that I was trusted with his vision.
Mm-hmm.
And also that was a story that revolved around cars,
Yeah.
which was really cool just to get to be a part of something that spoke to me in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That was just mind-blowing. And actually, we're going to go finish that film. We have the last scene to shoot
Got you.
that we're going to be shooting in 2 weeks.
Let's go.
So, yeah, we're going to be out on the Blue Ridge Parkway. No spoilers, but
Okay.
it's going to be fun.
All right.
Ripping some gears in a 944.
Okay.
So, that's cool. And then Parker's Creek, Stephen Woolen,
Okay.
coming up, shooting weekends 1 and 2 spring quarter.
Got you.
And so this is a story, I guess, about the Chesapeake Bay in a way.
Oh.
From somebody from that area. So I love it. I love when film directors put their stories where they grew up.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
So is that something where you go up there to film it, or?
No, we're going to be shooting it
Okay.
on Tybee, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just call
So
it. Okay.
that'll be fun. We're looking forward to it. That's going to be a really cool test of methodology.
Yeah.
Sort of as we've been talking about with, I need names for my tools because I need to be able to reference stuff. I need to be able to say when something's working and when it's not.
Yep.
And so it's really cool. I'm really starting to get into that of what techniques am I using, where did they come from, and how are they working.
Yeah.
And so that's going to get to be another great test of that. I mean, the drive was fantastic for that. The drive was where I really got to experiment with some of Adler's ideas, especially Adler in given circumstances was fantastic. And then I've been consulting with various professors about means of maximizing emotional availability.
Yeah.
When you're, because when you're on set and you're going through take after
Yep.
take after take, you need to be able to
Last.
You
Yeah.
need to be able to keep it up, and you need to make sure that your body doesn't just find an equilibrium that stops you from having that range throughout the scene anymore.
Yep.
So that's going to be a ton of fun. because that is a very emotionally heavy script.
Yep.
So watch out for that in May as well.
All right.
So
Cool.
and then fashion films, maybe
Okay.
weeks 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then,
Like I said, you
know.
stay busy on the weekends. Like, I'm so glad that we were able to catch you on a Monday.
Yeah, it's a good day for it.
it
It is a
just-
very good day for it.
Just because I was like, I don't know if we're ever actually going to get the guy.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be leaving. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've told enough mediocre stories, enough like I've demonstrated my lack of perspective pretty well.
So that when you
So-
come back to it, you'll be like, damn, we grew up so much.
Yeah, when I come back to this, I'll be like, man.
Do you know this theory? Yeah, this person.
Well, yeah, exactly.
From
I mean,
1940. Yeah.
am I allowed to give like a disclaimer for you to put at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, go for it.
So
Go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan said I could have a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, so here it is. I don't know anything. I'm actually just beginning to learn about anything ever. I know literally nothing. So take every single thing I say with a grain of salt and know that it only lasts until I walk out the doors of this room.
Perfect.
God bless you. I love
Sweet.
you. Thank you. And be good people.
Yeah.
That's probably
This
too
is
long,
true.
but
This
that's
is
okay.
true. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right, let's take camera 2. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. Or not coming, but watching this episode of the Jordan Whitrock
right.
Show. And what? Yeah, okay. No, we must leave it. All right. Thanks, everyone, for
Why did my
watching
legs are crossed?
this episode of the Jordan Whitrock Show. If you made it this far, consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff. Thank you, David, for coming on. Thanks for making room
David's
for us in your
really
cool. Of
schedule,
course, of course, of
Eric.
course.
And we will see you next week. Peace.
Who's the guest?
What?
Who's the guest?
You'll find out.
Next week?
Yep.
Will we find out next week?
No, it'll be 2 weeks from then.
Right, because I'm next week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that person will be like
Lies.
2 weeks.
You know spring
You
break's
can
not
cut
until...
now.